It will go to auction for sale or for parts and reassign asset number 101409, a 2016 Ford Expedition, VIN number 1FMJU1JT9GEF29608, fleet ID Q85, previously used by Fire Services.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Jeff. Any questions on this one?
I have none.
No questions.
No questions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Recreation and Parks, to consider and act on a recommendation from Shay Davy, purchasing agent, on behalf of Ryan McNamara, Director of Recreation and Parks, for surplus disposal of asset number 100290, 2006 Turf Product Seed Evader, fleet asset ID P64, as this item has outlived its usefulness.
So moved.
Second.
Excuse me, sir, what was that?
So moved.
Nice. All right, didn't hear it. That was good. Any questions on this one?
I have none.
No.
Hearing no questions, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Ryan, thank you if you have to jet, or you're still. Okay. Okay, thanks. Fire, to consider and act on a recommendation from Shay Davy, purchasing agent, on behalf of Chris Haley, Director of Fire Services, and approval from the First Selectman to award BMP Construction, Inc. in the amount of $25,799.58. Funds will be available from line numbers 20523-57792, Oswegatchie Building Renovations.
So moved.
Second.
Chris, do you want to come on up? Because we got you for the next couple, and maybe we have some questions on this. Or actually, could you just give a little brief update on why we're asking for this?
Can I comment?
Sure, please.
This is not an approval to award. This is a notification that we awarded it as an emergency expenditure. So this contract has already been awarded, and this is the notification as required by ordinance to notify them that we did award it.
Gotcha. Thank you. Did I misread that?
No.
Okay, thank you.
It's-
Oh, thank you for the clarification too, Kim. So, Chris, you want to give us an update on this?
What this is in reference to is, as part of the Oswegatchie Building Committee, the new Oswegatchie Fire Station Building Committee, part of that charge was also to continue operation of the existing building as it stands today. What we're attempting to do is, in a later line, you'll notice an additional appropriation request. We're trying to get Station 4 online full-time. In the interim, now that it's a town-owned asset, it's no longer a private, a little bit bigger foam cup on there for somebody like me, I guess. But now that it's now a town-owned asset, there's certain things that have to be brought into alignment to occupy it overnight. What we're trying to do is bring the escape stairwell up to a fire-rated stair. Basic things like converting outlets that previously weren't GFIs to GFIs, various other things now that it's a municipal property that would fall in line to allow us to occupy it with full-time employment in the hopefully the very short interim between now and the new station. There's a breakdown of what BMP has been charged with attached to this. The majority of it is sheetrock work, patching some penetrations in walls, making things now fire-rated stairs, a number of things that as a privately owned asset before weren't really on the radar of the town. And for this short time in between now and the operation of the new building as a town-owned building, just some things to bring it into compliance.
Rich, any questions?
I have a few. I noticed that the contractor is from Brookfield. We couldn't get anybody closer than Brookfield? Or is it, this one out to bid?
I believe this is one of the town's ongoing vendors. You have to
Okay.
defer to Shay.
This is from the Gordian Group. They go out to bid for us. We the contractors that are already in
Okay, thank you.
You should also note state statutes changed. Bidding requirements is $50,000 now. It's no longer
Okay.
25.
All right, thank you. I noticed, and I don't know whether I should direct the question to Shay or to you, Chris. There's a factor of 1.14. What does that relate to?
What page?
Actually, it's all of the detail of the bid. It's on page 1, all the way through, and page 2 as well.
Oh. Most likely I have to defer to Shay.
That is a part of the pricing sheet.
We don't know what that is, though? Reinforcement for hinges and the item number 9 on page 1. Reinforcement for hinges, $101.57. I take that as for each door.
Yeah, they're now going, there's currently existing just wooden stacked Luan slab doors that are getting converted to fire doors. So it's I believe that's putting additional jack studs on either side of the door to hold the new frame.
Okay. And then on page 2, item number 17, door closers, $552.64. That's a lot of door closers in my world,
Right.
but I'm sure that there's a reason for it. I'd just like to understand what it is.
It's the rated commercial door closer that's at the top of any door.
Right.
To be able, it's, yeah, similar to anything that would be on the, these municipal doors or a Board of Ed door.
So the commercial rating and the fire rating is what drives the cost?
Yeah, but this actually came in shockingly higher because of the door hardware that we thought we were going to need was in the multiple thousands. I think it was an error by what they had quoted on what we need. I myself was very impressed. I shouldn't say impressed, but shocked at the cost of this door hardware. I actually got quite the schooling myself from our people at the Board of Ed as to how expensive in advance some of this door hardware can get, I guess. But the nice thing is that they're putting in full oversized frames and things like that, and hopefully these, the doors and door closers and hardware can be pulled and used somewhere else in town. I mean, they'll be less than a year old.
Yeah.
So all the rated, it's all 90-minute doors, 90-minute frames, commercial hardware, commercial closers, commercial floor stops, just things that are required for accessibility and usability of a municipal building. But I mean, I'm not a builder, but I would most likely assume that they could be pulled out and put into a stock for Gary for any other building that would need them.
And just for my own clarification, the $25,800 was all part of the original appropriation for the interim maintenance of the firehouse, correct?
That was an account established before me, but I
Okay.
believe so,
Yep,
yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I have no other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg?
Hello. I guess first question I have is who authorizes, categorizes as an emergency expenditure?
It was just.
I know
I-
I did.
Yeah, I was going to say it's been a ongoing discussion between myself and the selectmen as far as the ability to. I'll give you context. I believe it was August 1st. It officially came on to the town's ledger as one of our properties. August 1st, I believe.
3
And
months?
then our building official, because we have staff and employees working in there, it was not up to code. That made it an emergency, and we still jumped through the steps getting different vendors and such, but we have staff there and it's not up to code.
And then one of the main things about is having an egress window and an egress stair, so it's not technically occupiable overnight until we can make these adjustments. So we're attempting to get our staff online to be able to put them there, and we need the building able to receive them where we can actually have overnight staffing there. Because right now, being that there's no rated egress on the building, we can't have them there overnight.
So it took 3 months of conversation and it was made an emergency without, we've had about 6 meetings in that time frame.
Oh, no, I'm
We
just
needed
saying
a
that's
vote
when it
for the
first,
firehouse.
that's when it first came onto the town's control. It wasn't,
We didn't account for that when we took the building over? I mean, it doesn't sound like we did. Okay.
No, I know the building committee talked about some repairs that they needed money just in case the generator went and some other things went. But we didn't do any of this. This was not acted upon until Chris came to me with the RTM's approval of the new firehouse. So there was a little bit of a delay in terms of once we did
I'm
get
just
the
trying
approval.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand what the classification of emergency is in the time frame and how that decision is made. So you had mentioned there's holes in the wall, drywall damage. That's part of the emergency.
ceilings. Throughout a lot of the bracing work that had to go on, there was a number of penetrations put in things that now have to be rated firewalls. So it's bringing sheetrock surfaces all the way up to the roof line that previously weren't. It's getting another layer on there to make a 45-minute stair into a 90-minute stair. It's getting wooden solid doors from 45-minute to 90-minute rating.
No,
Yeah, various.
I understand. I mean, the thing normally would be is, I know, at least in the residential world, and I'm not a building inspector, but if you have something built to a previous code, you're grandfathered in, unless you're doing significant renovations anyway, right? And even then, you don't necessarily have to change egress of windows. I know that to be fact. I used to be in that business. I kind of question this, given that we're spending $12.6 million on a new firehouse, and we're just going to tear this all down anyway. And I know you have good intentions. You have good intentions about the products being put in there and maybe being repurposed, but there's still labor on both sides of that. That's install, uninstall, and then install again. It's a lot of labor. The fact that this BMP, have we done business with them before? Were they the ones that demolished
think so.
for $90,000 the house by Great Neck School when the local contractor would do it for 16?
Yep.
We went back to them.
Yep.
Do you know why there's a wood window being put in? If we are going to pursue this egress issue, there's a wood window in there. Why aren't we using a more affordable vinyl option?
It's the size of the window. for
Yeah,
what I remember.
you can make a vinyl window a certain size. You can make a wood window a certain size. Why an Anderson spec on there?
I believe that the sourcing of the materials, the thing that I have no idea why they're sourcing which spec of window, but I know that the reason we're trying to get the egress rating is so for the next year to year and a half, God willing, no delays on the new building, we can have overnight staffing there.
We've had overnight staffing
No,
in
we
there.
haven't.
No,
No, okay.
No.
So what are we
No.
doing now?
at 4 o'clock, it's unstaffed.
Okay, and so how are we getting overnight coverage
We don't.
currently? We don't have 24/7 coverage?
No,
It's always been a part-time station. He's converting it to a full-time station.
that's what
You're talking about us,
Oswegatchie.
Yeah.
Osagachi, right?
Correct.
yeah.
We never had overnight staff there. So
Never.
when we have nighttime coverage, where are they stationed?
They go home.
No, Jordan. and Dwayne.
From that station,
No, just for coverage for the town as a whole, where are firefighters
just
stationed in the middle of the night?
Jordan and Cohansey.
Jordan and Cohansey.
That's
Why,
it.
why do we have the need to add Osagachi right now?
Were you able to attend any of my informational sessions?
No.
Okay, so what we're
The initial presentation for this firehouse, yes, but didn't mention repairs.
no,
was it
well,
that?
no, it's the pursuit of getting full-time coverage 24/7 at Oswegatchie is the central factor of that whole presentation. That's why I asked. To eliminate the need for the cross-coveraging of town
Yeah,
coverage.
we've
right?
had conversations privately.
So that's what we're. I'm trying to get there as fast as we can, and especially now that we know the building is going to be there, and we have a clear trajectory for the future, the new building. I mean.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to limp along as we can to get to that.
That's all good and well. I mean, I think right now we have, I think you can go ahead with the hires. I know that's another item. I don't see the need to do a renovation to a building we're gonna demolish anyway. We're gonna put luxury windows in it, and just to knock it down. So for those reasons, I want staffing to increase. I think we're aligned in that. But putting, good money before bad, or, investing in something just to have to take it down, I just don't think that's a responsible use of taxpayer money. So I'm not gonna support it. I think, we have a model that is not ideal. I get it. We're trying to work towards something better, and I support that. But you have Quaker Hill too. You could put people in there too if you had to. I look forward to seeing the new building being built, but also a no bid, and I'm not really comfortable with the scope and spec of the product specified. And I've seen comps before, looking at the demolition using ARPA money for $90,000 at Great Neck, and local contractor was able to do it for 16. I'm just not willing to go down that path here. So I appreciate what you're trying to do. I just don't think it's the right move to make right now. Thank you.
Chris, can I just ask a question, because you've been in my office more than any director in the last 8 months. With Oswegatchie, you laid out that plan to build up your staffing to make sure that 24/7 in the middle of town could be that, what you called that pivot station. And I watched, I listened to all of your stuff, but you also explained to me as well. So I'm wondering if, this one question, can full-time firefighters operating 24/7, 365, now, starting as soon as possible, can they actually do that at Oswegatchie if we don't do this?
No. Building's not compliant. They can't be there overnight.
You were saying that they aren't there already at night at Oswegatchie. You said
Right. No,
you said we have 24/7 coverage, but it's done through Jordan and Cohansey. Correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
But no, they cannot be, nothing can operate out of there at night. Not,
Right.
But with the new station, it will.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
And by that
Absolutely.
point, you should have staffing if we can get staff in there and your CAD all set up and everything for the next
Right.
year prepared, and still provide coverage.
Yes, we're trying as best as we can.
Yeah,
I got you.
I don't necessarily see these repairs to be requisite to bring on additional personnel. I don't see a reason to wait on that, and this to be a prerequisite of hiring.
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't call it a prerequisite to hiring them. I think it's a prerequisite to deploying them, and building out the framework that we hope to achieve. But
Okay. Thank you. Any follow-up questions, Rich?
I have none, thank you.
I have none. Thank you for answering my questions, though. Appreciate you.
Yep, thank you, Chris. We have a motion on the floor in a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Fire, to consider and act on a request for a fiscal year 26 additional appropriation from Chris Haley, the Director of Fire Services, in the amount of $88,640, hire of 2 full-time firefighter EMTs to the below accounts. Personnel costs, $73,293 to line number 10123-51410. Turnout gear, $8,854, line number 10123-53111. Uniform, clothing, boots, badges, $463, line number 10123-52370. Comprehensive baseline medical exams, $2,300, line number 10123-52310, and forward on to the Board of Finance if approved.
So moved.
Second.
Chris, you want to explain this?
so the reason it's 2, and there's a transfer later on, the transfer later on in the agenda accounted for 1. We were able to bring 1 shift up to 7. This would bring the second and third shifts up to 7 as well. And that's that's how we end up with the uneven numbers of 2 and 1. We had one part-time employee that we've brought on full-time. That's already happened. He's still on his training week, second week of training right now, and this would be to bring on the 7th for Group 2 and Group 1 and Group 2. So that individual right now most likely is slated for Group 3, and this would bring the other 2 groups up to 7 as well.
Okay. Rich, any questions on this?
Why is the town obligated to pay for the physical? In a lot of cases, if you go for a new position, the proposed and prospective employee pays for his own physical. Is that past practice that the town has always done? Is there some legal requirement that why we have to pay for the
It's-
employee physical?
It's a baseline medical screening that we offer, or that we provide. It's more so to protect the town also, to get a baseline measurement on them. You know, as you're going to have the person on the department, not only for the entry-level portion, make sure they're physically fit to do the job, but also it gives you a baseline of medical screening for the next 35 years that you'll have them. Very similar to what the police do, and very similar to what we've done for all of our employees.
Okay.
It's a pretty thorough physical. You know, that's to the NFPA standards. We've recently made moves to start laying the groundwork to bring all of our people up to a higher level of medical screenings. I think we owe it to them for that, as far as all of our people. But this is the baseline entry of that. So there's an EKG involved. There's blood work. There's a full set of labs. There's the initial drug tests. It's a full gamut that goes with the baseline.
So this is not a new policy, or it's been a practice in the past to have employees, well, maybe it's not a fair question to ask you about.
We pay for all employee physicals, not just fire.
Okay.
We do cover because it's a requirement for our jobs, so the department that is hiring them covers that physical. It's not as intense as this one, but we do cover all employee
Okay,
physicals.
than't you.
Does it
I've
have,
never-
may have something to do with workers' comp insurance too, correct?
Yeah, this goes through the physical provider is Pequot Health through our occupational health and safety. Yep.
Thank you. Sorry.
No?
Just helping them add clarification there.
I have no other questions, thank you.
Greg, any questions on this?
No, just a comment. I'm happy to see staffing grow. I think that's a goal that we've all been, I know I've been hoping to see achieved, and I think we're making strides towards it, and this is another stride today, and we commend that, and
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing more.
Thank you.
Yep, and thank you for working on that too, and sticking to the plan too. We appreciate that as well. So, hearing no other questions, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Fire to consider and act on the following request for fiscal year '26 out-of-series transfer from the Director of Fire Services, Chris Haley, in the amount of $73,467 to cover the cost of a new full-time firefighter hired and forward on to the Board of Finance if approved.
So moved.
Second.
I have no questions.
Thank you. Do you want to start with questions, or do you want to get an update, Greg? on
If
this?
Director has anything he'd like to share, I'll listen,
Yeah.
but I have no.
No, if you have
other
any questions. As far as explanations, our hydrant rental, we had one more year of it being over budgeted. That number is expected to grow this coming year. Veolia is finally caught up on their hydrant inventories, but we ended up favorable there. If we're able to achieve what we're looking to do as far as bringing on the full-time staffing, it frees up the part-time hours that you see there transferred out. The bargain you're getting on me is the very first one there. I came in a little bit cheaper than they expected. And then through an ongoing review of our insurance policies, being able to take no longer have to hold a private rider on the Oswegatchie Fire Station now that it's town-owned property, was able to free up item 4, and then all of that being transferred to item 5 on there. So if you have any questions on the explanations, I'm more than welcome.
Thank you. Greg, go ahead.
I have none, thank you.
Thanks for the information. Any follow-ups, Rich?
I have none, thank you.
Hearing no other questions or follow-ups. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Appointments, and thank you. Appreciate it, Director
No, thank
Haley.
all of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that greatly.
Nice
Um,
work. You'll be at Board of Finance, RTM. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Appointments and resignations to consider and act on a reappointment of Tracy Santos to the Recreation and Parks Commission to fill the term of 9/1/25 to 8/31/28 as a member.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions on Tracy?
I have none.
Any questions for Tracy?
I'd like to see more a balanced representation on this board moving forward. That's my only comment on the matter before I vote.
Okay. Thank you. How long has she been a member, Ryan? Okay. Okay, thank you. But I recognize Selectman Atanasio, I recognize your point. Any other questions on this, Rich?
I have none.
All right, hearing no other questions, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Oppose?
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry.
Are you and I to approve, Rich?
Yes.
Or, okay, thank you. New business. No new business, no old business. Fiscal year 26 general fund capital project status report you have in your backup. Thank you for the details too, Kim, on that. Appreciate it. I did see that there were quite a few projects that were completed or closed, so thank you for your help in doing that, 29 of them to be exact. So, thank you. It's been a journey. State of Connecticut, additional revaluation email from the first selectman, you saw that. We're gonna be meeting, Guilford, first selectman, Danielle Cheeseborough, now, Selectman, Middleton, who's just elected. We will be meeting with Martin Heft, the undersecretary, to discuss why Waterford is getting reval. I think we talked about this, and I went through the state rep and state senator on this as well and invited them on the phone call. So that reval, it hurts Waterford. It has Waterford doing 2 revals in 3 years, the exact thing that the legislation said to avoid. And we're only one of 3 towns, and it's us in Guilford, where Stonington's one every 3 years. So the 3 of us are very rare because we're the only 3 it affected in the whole state. So I'm just trying to figure out why and how we can do this, because it's going to cost the town $600,000 for those 2 revals.
Have you
to happen.
have you received any new updates or an explanation as to why?
We
Or
have
you
a,
just have
we have
something
a meeting
scheduled?
scheduled with
Okay.
that. Yeah, and he's been great. He said he'll meet
I'm
with
sure
us.
hopefully they'll take care of it.
I hope so. So anyway, we have all the legislators, local, from each town joining us as well. So they're going to try to do what they can. But I wanted to make sure you had that in case you heard something. We are questioning that. Tax refund, we do have it. You both looked at the tax refund.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. Greg, you looked at it, right? Yeah. For the tax refund, I'll entertain a motion in the amount of $5,605.18.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for that. Alan, thank you for the work on this. I'll entertain a motion to accept the Board of Selectmen regular meeting minutes of October 7th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, corrections on that?
I have none.
No.
Okay, hearing no questions or comments, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Board of Selectmen special meeting minutes for October 22nd, 2025. Entertain that motion to accept.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
No
or
comments.
on this?
I have none.
None.
Thank you, Shannon, nice job. All those in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye. Thank you for that. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Oh,
I'd like to call the tax collector.
yes, why don't you come on up? Grab yourself a microphone, tax collector. We almost adjourned. You're lucky. We'll entertain. Yes, thank you.
Hey, I was under the impression that there was a request for explanation of the differences as to why there are refunds and what they, the structure of them was. That's why I showed up today to, was I in error? I thought you
No,
asked me
but
to.
you can do it
to show
anyway
up.
if you want. If you're
The differences between what the COCs and standard overpayments and how COCs are applied and done. If you are so interested, if not, I can
Sure.
leave.
No, if you're here, I'll
Let's
I'll
go.
listen. Right. I didn't make the request, but
I had it on my schedule. I was under
I'm
the
glad you're
impression
here.
that there were questions.
We'll take the opportunity.
Would you learn?
There you
Thank
go.
you. Chris is there. Thank you. I
Everyone,
appreciate
captive
that.
audience
everyone
now.
in
Wow.
attendance would like to know what the difference is.
Basically, there are two main top ways that refunds get generated. The major reason is a COC or a certificate of correction through the assessor's office. This is done by way of documents of sale of vehicle, junking of vehicle, some disposal of the vehicles, and that would then generate a credit if the bill has already been paid. Overpayments are pretty self-explanatory. Whenever someone makes an overpayment, that would also generate a credit, and that then becomes before you. There are other aspects, for instance, stipulated judgments. If anybody questions their assessments, then the court can mandate a change in the assessment value, and that would generate a credit as well. I often get questions from taxpayers as to why I can't just give them the money back. That would be against state statute, because then you'd have tax collectors handing back money left and right, and that's really not kosher. So state statutes require that the refunds be listed and sent to the Board of Selectmen for approval. That way, tax collectors don't hand back money over the counter. That is the short answer to refunds. If you have any other specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
No,
No, I
Pretty busy.
noticed there's a lot of leasing companies.
that's what
I mean, I've made that comment to Rob
Yep.
Yeah.
before, and I wonder, like, why is there so many? So I don't know if they're coming in here by the batch and trying to get things appealed, or if there's some of the leases were terminated early
Usually
and
it's
they're trying to get that
turn
off the books.
in or sale or purchase of the lease.
Okay.
There's a lot of leasing. As the 3-year tax bill comes through, the car is often returned as part of the 3-year ending of the lease mid-year.
The lease terminates mid-year, and so there's a prorate, basically.
Yes.
Or they could turn it a few months before the lease is up and make a deal.
They
whatever.
could, sure. The interesting part, I guess I'm on camera, of all of this is I have yet to find a taxpayer that has been reimbursed by the leasing companies. You really have to fight, and I found that out when I first got this job, because I turned in my lease and learned of the refund process. It's remarkable that the legislature and/or the Attorney General haven't looked into this, because there's a lot of, it's my opinion, there's a lot of money that's being maintained by the leasing companies that are not being refunded to the taxpayer.
Right, it's kind of with your mortgage, right? You'll get a refund check
You're supposed to.
through escrow, yeah. But you're saying with cars, that's not always the case.
I don't
never
believe
the
so,
case.
no. And I don't have the ability to turn that back,
They-
because the payment is from the leasing company. Therefore, the refund has to go back to the leasing company. It cannot go back to the taxpayer who owned the car, because the leasing company owns the vehicle, and they're the ones who pay the taxes.
They pay the taxes.
They pay the taxes to the town. The leaseholder, the leasing citizen, reimburses the leasing company for their prepayment of the tax. So it is not a
It's
direct.
a variable cost on top of their lease rate.
Yes, it's
I've
once a
never
year.
leased before. I've always so.
Yeah, once a year.
I could go to the car dealership after instead of asking you if you
Yeah,
want.
once a year as part of your leasing, one of the monthly statements, you get your lease payment and the taxes. So you're reimbursing the leasing company for their payment of your taxes. So the refund does not go directly to the taxpayer, it goes directly to the leasing company.
I wonder if they have language saying they can do that or not in their lease agreements. Interesting point, though.
Yeah. That's all I
You
got.
guys are all set? You guys good?
You like that, Chris? Okay.
Alan,
Thank you.
thank you. Appreciate it. You answered Greg's questions. He wanted you.
Come on, Rob.
No, it's good. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys. Yeah, here you go.